Okay, devs, this video is for you. It's also for the community. So hopefully that if one of the devs happens to see this for the global side of Jujutsu Kaisen Phantom Parade, things change. Because if we don't say anything, things don't change. So first off, I want to say, I think they've done an amazing job with the game. A lot of great things with this game on launch. But then there are a lot of not so great things that have made a lot of players upset, and I want this game to do well. I want this game to survive, as I'm sure a lot of you guys do, especially people that are already spending and investing in the game. We all want the game to survive, right? So we need to talk about these things that need to be changed and need to be fixed ASAP to keep the game alive. So looking here at the announcement tab, right, we got the 2x drop rate campaigns for all of these level up items, which is amazing. We're 1 week in, we're getting a 2x rate up campaign. However, I have to point out, where is the AP packs? Where is the stamina packs? Where are we supposed to get the stamina to be able to do this? The answer is you have to pay for it with cubes, okay? So they're doing everything they can to make people use their cubes right now, whether it's on Megami, whether it's on buying the ability to upgrade your characters, whatever, in order to drain people of their cubes. So that way they will have to spend more on Yuta. And like, honestly, the whales are going to spend anyways. Whales will make up for it. So I don't know what this mentality is. Free-to-play players, it's going to be harder for you to invest in your characters to make use of these 2x rates because you don't have the stamina. They need to give out more stamina for free. That's just a plain and simple thing. They gave us 2 AP packs for the login bonus. We'll get another 2 AP packs for another login bonus coming up, but we could use a little bit more stamina. That's the first problem. And that's a very simple problem. Now, additionally, they put out this new event, the story event where shadows fall. And with the story event, we got times to drop rates for the event. It's actually not just this event. It's not just the Megami event. It's also the Homesick Horizon event. The only one it doesn't affect is the map one. So if you go into the event quest here and you want to farm out the residuals of cursed energy, these things right here, you will not be able to easily, okay? I would rather actually just be able to sweep, you know, when the sweep option was here, we were able to sweep 3 times and we were able to just get these residuals and then go take on the boss battle, which the boss battle you have to beat to even get the rewards. You don't really get very good rewards from even just doing this. But now they've given us double drops. They've given us double drops, but you have to do them all manually. So the devs were like, hey, we're going to give you double drops. We're going to be nice, but we're going to charge you for it. We're going to charge you triple your time, maybe quadruple your time, really, because it takes me 1 second to click sweep. It takes me however long to do 3 runs. It's absolutely crazy. They need to give us sweep back. We need sweep back as soon as possible when these double drops are out. Do not give us double drops without sweep. Like, that's so freaking ridiculous. Like, this is just annoying. Or at least give me the option. Give me the option where I can sweep without double drops. I would rather sweep and not have double drops than have this crap, right? That's my opinion. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below. I will always be honest about how I think a gacha game is doing. I will never ever like sugarcoat it or make it sound better than it is. Like, if you've ever seen my My Hero Ultra Impact videos, when I cover that game, I run that game through the ringer when I talk about the things they need to do for that game. They need to do so many things for that game. So not a ton of things yet on Jujutsu Kaisen, but we did just launch, and these are simple things that are driving people away, right? Taking sweep away for 2x rates, like 2x rate sounds good, but then they come in and they can't sweep and they're like, I don't want to grind this. I already grinded it. I already beat it. Why do I want to beat it again? And then after I go and grind out each one of those 3 times, I have to go and take on the boss battle. No, it's not worth it, right? It's literally not worth it to anybody. Now, additionally, the next thing I want to talk about is when you are taking on the boss battles, there's a problem with this. Any hard battle, any battle in the game where you don't want to have to pay attention, like you want to just run it on auto. Like when you take on special grade bosses, you want to run those on auto. That way you don't have to sit there and just grind it out forever and ever and ever and ever. So if you go into the battle and you take it on, I've already shown this in a separate video, but you take it on auto, it literally just picks the hardest hitting skill for characters. So like Yaga, Nanami, these characters will not use their buffs on auto, at least on global, okay? That's on global. However, on JP, they have already fixed this. So if they can bring so many of these things that are already on JP to the global launch, why did they not bring auto mode corrected? Why did they not correct auto mode for global? Like, this is such an easy fix for them to just put in, right? Fix auto mode. Like, let us do auto mode correctly. Let us be able to use the buffs. So the way auto mode works on JP is the skills that are more invested in, like for example, this is level 5 of 10, this one's level 1 of 10, it would use the higher level invested skill first, right? That would just make so much more sense than just picking the highest damage skill, like with these buffer characters. I don't know why they did this on global. Why they didn't just make it right. See, we're picking the highest damage skills. That's all we've done. We're not using buffs, debuffs, any of that stuff. We're just literally picking the highest damage skills. It honestly upsets me so much that they just decided, like, not to do this. I don't know why. Somebody, devs, explain to me why. Devs, reach out to me, Discord, comments, I don't care. I would be happy to communicate with you, happy to communicate with the community. Or just put out a tweet. I don't care. You don't have to reach out to me personally. I really don't care. Just fix it. Fix auto mode for the love of everything. Like, this is such an easy fix. Okay. So beyond that, I have one more major complaint, and I think this is going to be the complaint that most people expected me to address when I started this video. So besides getting shafted on my very first banner on this game, which sucked, that's not really a problem, that's just a me issue because, you know, bad RNG. I am also not the happiest with this. Like, I'm okay with it, but I'm not at the same time. So I think getting a free SSR, well, not a free SSR, a paid SSR is okay because they have given us so many free SSRs in a way. They've given us 2 to 3, but honestly, it takes 5 copies of one SSR to fully, you know, dupe them out and make them useful. So at the same time, they can be a little bit more generous because this banner only features the starter SSR characters. It's not like they're giving us anything that crazy. So I don't know why they made this paid cubes only. They literally should have just made this cubes in general. They could have made it the free 3,000 cubes because then you're still getting people to use their cubes, at least 3,000 of them. So that's 3,000 cubes less that they have saved if your goal is to make money on Yuta, and now they might go spend money on Yuta because you gave them a free SSR character. You made the whole community happy by giving them a free SSR character, right? Nobody's going to be upset about a free SSR character, and they gave us 1,000 cubes. Like, them giving us the 1,000 free cubes was completely fine. Nobody was upset about that, but everybody was like, really? You're going to call this an 8 million player thank you gotcha? And then you're gonna make it paid? Like, I understand. Why would we do that? But at the same time, I can see how the devs justify it, right? They justify it to themselves because they're like, well, we already gave them 3 SSRs and now they're getting mad at us for one paid banner. What do they want? The game to be free? And like, no, we don't want the game to be free, but we want the game to be accessible to all players, right? Make the game accessible to your free-to-play players, your light spenders, your heavy spenders, not just your whales. So I think that's such a simple thing. Just make it normal cubes for this banner. It's a guaranteed SSR. That's what we should have done, honestly. And if they could still fix it, they could still fix it at this point. They won't probably, unless they see this video and get like a hot patch, but they could fix it. They could refund anyone who spent, you know, the paid cubes, 3,000 cubes, and then allow everybody to draw with the free cubes. Something like that. I don't know. There's probably a better idea out there than mine, but that's just my idea. That's something they could fix immediately, or going forwards in the future, they could just, you know, make it not paid cubes whenever they do this for people. That would be another good thing. And last but not least, this one's not really a complaint, but something I'm concerned about. I don't think it'll continue in the future, hopefully, but we need to talk about how we're 1 week into the game and we have 3 events. Now, Jujutsu Kaisen Phantom Parade, in case you guys do not know and are new to the game, which most people are, does or is known for running multiple events at a time. However, usually it's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's not quite this bad. They're a little bit more spaced out. This was a lot for the time frame, and I honestly think the reason they launched Megami is because they realized all the content creators, all the players are now saving for Yuta. And they're like, we got to do something, because nobody was summoning for Junpei. Junpei was an absolute flop, and people did their initial summons, their reroll summons, and nobody was spending money on the initial summons because they gave us so many free SSRs. So they're like, we got to do something to get people to spend. And Megami was their answer before Yuta, and it just made a lot of sense. And then that also allowed them to push Yuta back into December, where he's going to be closer to a holiday and a more hype character on a holiday. It just makes a lot of sense on their end why they decided to bring Megami forward, but when they brought Megami forward, they couldn't not bring his event forward, so they brought his event forward with him. And so that's why we have like 3 events going on right now, all simultaneously. Normally, the way it works when you have 3 to 4 events, like on the JP version at least, one of these events is about to end, like has a day left or has already ended, and you just have the reward claiming period. So it's usually not quite this bad, but it is common to have multiple events going at a time. Now, I do have to say on the positive side, the good thing about multiple events is if you're a free-to-play player and you're not spending and wasting your cubes on Megami, this does give you more opportunities to earn more cubes before Yuta comes out. Because if we had just had these 2 events and the Megami event was never here, you're missing out on a lot of cubes, right? So this gives you a chance to actually maybe save up 75,000 cubes and potentially get to pity on the Yuta banner. That's how many cubes it takes though, 75,000 to get to pity. It's a little bit crazy. I don't think pity is terrible. It's still better than like My Hero Ultra Impact. I also don't think the pity is the best. I've seen better pities in other games, so that's my last thing to address. I think pity could be slightly better in my opinion. They probably won't change it because it's been this way forever on JP. They're not going to change it exclusively for global. This is one thing that's definitely almost not going to change, which is why I'm talking about it last. But I think pity could be at 200. I think 200 pity would be a little bit more fair and it'd be fine. Like the recollections are 120. But I think characters could be 200 and it would be a little bit more fair. But these are just all the things that I think the game needs to change to be successful. If the devs did this like patch within the next week and they changed all the things I've talked about right here, I think the game is successful. If you guys think there's anything I missed, if you think there's anything else they should add into the game, let me know down in the comments. And if you guys agree with any of this stuff, if you're hoping that the devs maybe see this, please go down there, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button on this video. The more people who like the video, the higher the chance there is that the devs actually see this. So thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.